Scott Perdue, call sign Gunny, flew F-4 and F-15 fighters for the Air Force. But for pure fun and a family connection, he straps into the Stearman.
That's a PT-17 Stearman. It's actually my dad's airplane. I inherited it from him, you could say. It's a World War II trainer. Back in World War II, they had probably about 3 different types of trainers, and this probably did about half of the pilot training, primary pilot training in World War II. It was designed by Lloyd Stearman, so everybody calls it a Stearman. But Stearman Company built it, but Stearman Company was owned by Boeing, so it's actually a Boeing. You want to freak a tower guy out telling Boeing so-and-so's on short final.
For Gunny Perdue, flying the Stearman is more than just a fun outing. It's also a family connection.
Like I said, it was my dad's airplane. It's been in the family about 26 years. Kind of grew up with it and through high school and all that, and learned how to fly. And my dad taught me how to fly this airplane. And it was involved in an accident in, was it 92, and I spent about 10 years rebuilding it. After all that time, I took it to Oshkosh, 2003, and we won a bronze Lindy there, which is great, and that was a pretty good result after 9.5, 10 years of work. I spent some time enlisted in the Marine Corps and started my private license during that time, got my private license, and then with a college degree I went into the Air Force, and in the Air Force I flew F-4s and F-15Es, Strike Eagle.
And that's part of the appeal.
The saying is on a Stearman, if you do everything at about 65 knots, you're doing good. And that's just about true. It'll do about 90 knots on cruise. But other than that, it's not. It will do 150 straight down. But that's about it.
A simple plane, the Stearman just seems more at home on grass strips.
Big thing about tail wheels is you got to kill your drift. And the grass is much nicer, more tolerant.
It's a trainer, and it has lessons to teach. Some lessons come from the plane, but for Perdue, many lessons came from his father.
We shared it together. We used to fly it together and have landing contests. He was always better at 3 points than I was, but I got better at wheel landings than he was.
Leaving history and tradition aside, the main reason pilots and passengers love the Stearman is the experience of open cockpit flight.
You see the world in a whole different perspective, framed by those 2 wings.